5 things that you can do to make a woman actually be obsessed with you. The first one is one of the biggest traits that women look for in attraction. In fact, they don't even look for it. It's subconscious. One of the biggest things that causes a woman to be attracted to a man is that he doesn't care what other people think about him specifically, but he's his own man, right? And so guys that are assholes, they typically are attracted to women, not because they're assholes, but because they don't care what other people think. They're gonna do what they want to do. They have their own mind. And really what this comes down to is not being needy, right? So biggest turnoff for any woman, especially sexual neediness. And so a guy that does what he wants to do, that doesn't try to please people and get people to like him, is a guy that can be trusted. It's a guy that is attractive to a woman. The next thing, giving her validation without actually seeking validation from her. So what does this look like, right? So this looks like being a guy who is able to be at a level of self-confidence and self-efficacy that he doesn't feel like when he's giving people validation that it's taking away from him or that he needs to get something in return, right? So this is the difference between being nice or being kind, right? A nice guy is a people pleaser. A kind guy is someone who does things out of the goodness of his heart. He does them without any expectation. He wants to do those things, right? Sometimes we can be in this scarcity mindset where we think if we give compliments, if we give validation to people, especially you've probably heard this from a lot of content creators, that if you give validation to a woman, then she won't respect you, she won't be attracted to you. This can be true in a manipulative type of situation. It is true that if you withhold validation from a woman and you're not seeking validation from her, then she's going to be more attracted to you in general. However, if you want her to be actually obsessed with you, which is a higher level of desire, then you have to get beyond those lower level games, right? So when a woman is attracted to you simply because she doesn't have your validation, what happens when you give it to her? Then she's not attracted to you, right? And this is the problem with playing the small game like that. What I'm saying is that if you can give a woman validation, but you don't need validation back, so you are fine on your own, you're good, you're cool, you're not trying to do something in order to gain her approval, then that's super powerful because it is genuine, right? It's authentic. Number 3 is having clear standards and boundaries. As a man, if you can clearly state what it is that you like, what you don't like, and you have clear standards and boundaries around that, right? So what do I mean by having standards? It means that you don't just accept any kind of behavior or any kind of person in your life. You don't tolerate those things. And women can sense this. They can sense if you have standards, if you have boundaries. They know if they can push you and whether you're going to just do something in order to potentially have sex with them or to keep them liking you, or if you're going to, again, stand on your own, right? This very much correlates to the first one of not caring what other people think about you. Then we've got the 4th one here, which is handling her emotions without getting emotional. If you can handle a woman's emotions where you're like a rock, she's like the ocean, the waves are hitting this rock, but this rock is not moving, that's powerful. That's extremely attractive. To a woman, that signals that you're safe. It signals that you're tough, that you're masculine, that you can handle what the world's going to throw at you, and that if you can handle her, you can handle the world, right? So a woman feels safe, she feels secure with a man that acts like a man, that doesn't get emotional. But if you're flying off the handle, you're getting angry, you're getting sucked into the emotional whirlpool that your woman's producing, she's not going to be as attracted to you. She's certainly not going to be obsessed with you. But these men are so rare that when a woman finds a man that can handle her emotions in the right way and doesn't get emotional himself, boom, she's going to be extremely attracted to you. She's going to become obsessed with you. And then the final one is what I call operating from power instead of force, right? So there's different levels of consciousness, right? The bottom is shame and the top is enlightenment. Between that, it's shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride, courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, and then finally enlightenment, right? And so what I'm saying here is that if you can come from a place of power, which is basically above the level of pride, versus the force side of it, which is pride, anger, desire, fear, grief, right? If you can come at dating and interacting with women from a power side, that is what's going to make a woman obsessed with you. If you do it from the force side, what's going to happen is that she's going to be attracted to you, right? This is where a lot of guys that are teaching you about dating and pickup and game and all this stuff, they get it wrong because what they're saying actually works from the force side. Believe me, I've been there. I know it works to create initial attraction, but you have to maintain that. And the way that you maintain that is by being indifferent and emotionless, essentially, right? So you never never build any kind of connection, it's not really good to have a relationship with a woman that you don't have any kind of intimacy with, that you don't feel like she actually cares about you. She's just attracted to you because you're acting in a certain way. Whereas when you come from a position of power, which is, it's different. Now this woman becomes obsessed with you, right? In fact, I did a whole video in the Bulldog Mindset membership called Dating with Power versus Force, where I break down every single one of these things and concepts, and you understand what is the difference between power versus force, because this is so critical. If you understand these things, then you're gonna have a lot more success with women. And like I said, that's really the key to getting her to be obsessed with you. So if you want to check out that full video in the Bulldog Mindset membership, click the link down below. It just got released, along with hundreds of other videos that I have on dating and relationships and women, as far as in developing yourself as a man. I'll see you tomorrow.